Hey, y'all. I'm sorry for all the smacking I'm getting ready to do. I just needed some gum in my mouth. I'm so sorry. Kenya, summer more. Girl, you did your big one. You did, but was it worth it? Was it worth it, Kenya? I don't know. I'm no big fan of bread. Especially as the season continue, I think I'm going to become less of a fan of bread, probably. But I see all sides of things. I'm a Libra. It's a Libra trait, darling. It's sometimes good, sometimes bad. But I see all of everything. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. I understand Britney threatened you. I understand what she said. She had the pistols and whips and all the things. But that's just not the way to handle it. I would have had a conversation with Britney, either if by myself or if you didn't feel comfortable by yourself. I would have had a conversation with Britney in front of the group. I would have told her, you got one more time to threaten me in that way, and I got you. What Mama Braxton told Tamar with the Ayanla thing, one more time, and I got you, okay? Trina, wait, hold on, Mama. I didn't say anything. That's what I would have, because, On the flip side, Britney, you brag 1 minute. I was that girl back in the day. I was a video girl. I was that girl in the back of the day. All the girls was jealous of me. All the girls, one minute you that way, and the next minute you ashamed. As the season progresses, you're talking about, now I have to explain to my mom what happened. Mama was probably doing it too. I'm just saying. Everybody has a past. Everybody done did stuff. Whatever. You already said that you had a big history. You already said you was a video girl. We know what comes with that, Britney. Not saying all video girls do that kind of stuff and do all the things, but a lot of them do. Okay? Unfortunately, some are pressured to do it or desperate to do it because of the circumstances. And others are just want to do it. Just to get out of whatever life they're in. Or, these men promise you the sun and the moon and the stars. It be BS, but you don't know that, really. As when you're young and you believe what they say, it's the lifestyle. You see the money dripping, I'm going to be put on. And then you ended up with your client. I miss attractive husbands. That's all I have to say. What happened to the attractive husbands on these shows? But anyway, so it's just a mess. Kenya, you did too much. You went too far, sis. But Britney, she kept pushing you. So I'm kind of torn. I definitely wouldn't have did that. I probably would have just been arguing with Britney outside the place and would have told her to square up, ho, square up. If I was Kenya. I probably would have been, I wouldn't have waited till she called her dude to come. We would have just been thumping in the vault. Right there over the table. We would have been going at it. Do y'all think Kenya was really scared for her life, though? I don't know. Kenya, I love Kenya, but Kenya has the tendency to be a Karen dipped in chocolate. She does. We've seen it before. I said something recently on Twitter. People might disagree, but whatever. Kenya and Marlo are a lot alike. They are both same zodiac sign. In fact, their birthdays are only a couple of days apart. They have a lot of similarities. They both had the tendency to be mean girls at times. They both can be mean-spirited. They both can be bullies. They have similar upbringings. They both have had a villain role. But it's interesting because one seems to be forgiven. But the other one, I was just thinking the whole time when Kenya was doing the whole thing, I said I can see Marlo doing this exact same thing too. I just can. Who was the private investigator that Kenya hired? Or was it just the producers that did that? It probably was just the messy producers. Maybe they wanted to set Kenya up. I've said many times before, Kenya has been so unprotected when it comes to Bravo. They really have. She's given a lot to Bravo, to the show, and they really do treat her any kind of way. So maybe they did that to set Kenya up because they know Kenya will go there. I don't know. It just got crazy. She had a conversation with Kelly and Portia. It was just like, well, just talk to the girl. Shamia, Britt, and Angela had a conversation. Britt, she was apologetic for what happened on the show. She wanted to apologize to Kenya and the whole thing. It was just like, well, you was doing a lot. You was super turned up. Shouts out to Sierra. Super turned up. You was doing a lot, but Kenya's Kenya. We don't know how she's going to take it. And we kind of saw how she took it. It was a very interesting scene with Angela and her daughter. Her daughter's lovely. But the daughter got some mess with her. I can see that. Apparently the daughter, Angela's daughter, Angela's sister, and Angela's mom stayed in the same place at one point. Apparently the daughter, I think her name is Omani, she went to go get some money from her grandmother, used the card that Angela provides. I guess she felt like that was okay because, my mama give you the money anyway, you my grandma, right? Apparently there was issues with that. The sister, which is Omani's aunt, said something to Omani out the way, and they just kind of ganged up on her. It was a whole situation. So now Angela, who takes care of her mom suffers from bipolar disorder. She now is going to cut them off and not deal with them all based on her daughter. But her daughter keeps secrets from Angela because her daughter went off and got married and didn't even tell her mama. So the daughter got mess and drama with her too. So Angela's stuck between a rock and a hard place. She's stuck between choosing her mama versus choosing her daughter. And she's going to choose her daughter, as most would. But when it comes to family situations like this, you need to look at all sides and develop your own conclusion. But I understand as a parent, your first inclination is to have your child's back. I get that fully. And she's not wrong for doing that. But the daughter's messy. I'm going to say that. Yeah. Mr. Oakley, Charles Oakley, he's a personality, isn't he? Angela can't even have a conversation with him without him saying, I don't want to hear it, don't care, snapping her up. Angela told him about the whole Portia thing. And she was just like, well, whatever. He was like, whatever. And, oh, is she a private investigator? Whoop to whoop. And she tried to talk about some other stuff. He didn't want to hear it. I'm just like, dang. His personality is a lot. It is a lot. So we're praying for Angela over there because I don't know if I could be with somebody with that kind of personality. We would just go at it every day. And I'm simply not doing it. Either you out the door, I'm out the door, child. Life too short. I'm not, child. I had a long day and I'm trying to tell you about my day as my partner and you offer some kind of wisdom or comfort or something to me. But you can't give me nothing. I don't want to hear it. Go somewhere, get over it. I had a long day too. So what else is going on? We get to Kenya's event. It was nice to see Miss Lawrence. We saw Monietta Shaw, everybody's best friend. It was cute. All the girls showed up. I love Shamia's earrings. Kenya had a Warner Brothers hair show situation with the elaborate hair pieces and all the things. It was cute. Yeah, and then it just went down. Britney showed up. She showed up with flowers. Kenya ignored her the whole time. Kenya gave the flowers away, said give them to somebody homeless. Kelly went to go get the card out of the flowers, a personal note that Britney wrote to Kenya. And Kenya told Kelly to stay out of it, and I don't want the note, burn it. And Kenya, she started with her monologue. I'm that, been that, will always be that. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people coming tired. And I'm sure Kenya is tired. Sometimes people do on these shows, they wanted a moment. And that's ultimately what Britney wanted, was a moment. She did, but she didn't expect for her moment to end up like this. I think you picked the wrong battle, sis. I don't agree with what Kenya did because she just kept going and going and going and going and going. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You can tell the looks by all the ladies' faces. They was just like, Kenya, girl, what you doing? But you can't tell Kenya nothing, you know? And so, you know, and if Kenya would have stayed, if they wouldn't have got rid of Kenya for the rest of the season, I don't know how she think that would have went down with her and Britney. It would have just got more and more ugly because now Kenya, you've taken it to another level. Brit already started it, but then you kicked it out the ballpark. So it's like, where do we go for a group with that? The producers, they kind of didn't have a choice but to get rid of one of them. In a way, when you really think about it, because it would have been turmoil and awful for the whole cast, because those girls would have been thumping for the rest of the season. Because where do you go from that? Somebody showing a crowd of random people your pictures of when she allegedly used to do PORN. Now, Britt, you got to stand up and be proud of what you used to do now. Hell. You be proud of what you done did. You did it. At the end of the day, we all could have found the information if we wanted to. Kenya was the only one that cared enough to. But if the information is out there, it's out there, sis. So you might as well just own it at this point. So I don't know. It's just, it was a lot. It was a lot. Cynthia and Kenya are no longer friends. They haven't talked since that moment. I guess Cynthia's cool with Britney. That's a tough situation to be in when you don't agree with what your friend did. I wouldn't necessarily befriend the girl like that. But as she's a part of the cast, I'm a part of the cast. What do you do? There's only so much ignoring you can do, you know? It's tough. I see all sides, but I think Kenya Moore was dead wrong. She was. But Britt, you started it. You did. Kenya wasn't bothering you. Kenya was asking you simple, normal questions. You took offense to it because you wanted to. You know, so this is what you got. And even with Kenya being off the show, it don't look like you're going to have a good season, the rest of the season, because all the girls are against you pretty much, except for Portia. And now Portia, the people just done fell all the way out with you, child. You going over there? Housewives of Atlanta, child. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess, but I'm here for it, child. I'm glad they're back. With that said, I'm Mrchalaki. Mrchalaki on Google+. Follow me at @SKingsmore on Instagram and Twitter, at @SKingsmore89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mrchalaki on Cash App, PayPal, and TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.